Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number S407A saddle threshold. This is a Reese threshold that is a saddle sort of design. If you use your imagination, it gets its name because it looks like a saddle. Okay. The S407A, all of that conspires to mean, well, the S407, that means that this threshold is 7-inch wide and is 1/4 inch tall. Okay. Now the A refers to mill aluminum finish. You can also get this in the D finish, which would be a dark bronze anodized. Now this is a sample piece. It's literally a sample piece. Okay. Just for purposes of this video. Fluted top for good anti-slip resistance. A threshold like this is going to be incredibly common because of its dimensional properties, where you've got an ADA compliant 1/4 inch rise. You've got a 7-inch width, which is going to be very conducive to most hollow metal frame installations, aluminum storefront installations, where you've got an application that requires, you might have a brick and block wall, CMU with face brick. You're going to need something a little bit larger generally, is where you'll have this sort of threshold. 7 inches, not as common as 5 or 6 inch, or even something wider, but 7-inch fills a role where it will allow you to do things where you can use a 7-inch in conjunction with a standard frame, but you want it to hang out a little bit longer over the sill. People will also use this because they need to make a custom offset saddle threshold, meaning where you need only half of the profile, and then you want to take that 1/4 inch and bump it up to a piece of flooring. You might have some tile that's been put down, or whatever the condition is, where you need to get to a 1/4 inch, or you might be transitioning from two uneven floor surfaces. What people will do in that case is they'll say, well, I need a offset threshold, or an offset threshold, but I need it to be 5 3/4 wide. Well, I've got 5 1/2. Well, that won't work. It's got to be 5 3/4. Well, what you can do is you can take and rip that down and give yourself a custom offset threshold. Okay, that'd be possible as well. Now, this being a sample piece, what's going to happen is, if this was the genuine article, that first countersink, and I would probably want 2. I believe in a 7-inch they're only going to have 1 hole. I would want 2 countersinks. Because thresholds like this take such a beating. It's all the time that you walk over a threshold, and if you're paying attention to it, it's quite loose. And it's because wider thresholds generally don't have enough screws holding them down or proper fastening. But anyway, if this was the genuine article, the first countersink would be about 4, 5, or 6 inches from the end. The point I'm attempting to make is, if you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field what length you want us to cut it down to. Not only will you get a factory edge, you'll get the countersink or countersinks at the proper distance from the edge, and the proper center to center as well. That's handy to be able to have that. You might also want it to be not drilled, or you might have specific locations where it can be drilled. All that can be accommodated, sometimes with an additional charge, but the good news is it can be accommodated. Like number 10 by 1.5 inch flathead wood screws would be included with this. You'd have to provide your own sort of anchors. This is fire rated. This is handicap accessible. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, which is very handy because it will allow you to review this threshold and the other immediate sister products from Reese. Now, I'm partial to Reese. It's because I like their quality. I like the thickness of their extrusions. I like the shipping lead times. I especially enjoy the expert customer service folks that they have, and they are sometimes my go-to company when it comes to, I need high quality weather stripping, I need it shipped in a reasonable time, I need to be able to impress the client with the quality of the product based on what they've paid, and they want to be able to have the best. I think of Reese when I think of those situations. I've just noticed one thing that I like additionally about Reese is the fact that on this model they've got these little serrations in here, and these little serrations will really help because of all those lateral forces keep this threshold in place. And that feature is one reason that I like saddle thresholds from Reese, and you'll see in that link to the product brochure other models that have that, and you'll notice that the majority of them have it. I would always suggest that you have a model with these serrations, and if you need something incredibly heavy duty, you'll notice on the second page of that PDF an outrageously thick aluminum extrusion, their HD5A. I don't know what it's load rated for, but that's the kind of threshold that you might have to drive something over. Okay, Reese has that stuff. If you have any questions on the Reese S407A, saddle type 7" by 1/4" aluminum mill finish threshold, or mill, not finish, but mill threshold, or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.